Don't fucking touch me.
Yeah, see, it's always a challenge holding the mic while pouring, but also being able to speak.
See, if you look at the video right now, I'm using the Pat Greenall technique he showed me last episode on how you talk and pour beer.
I vetoed
Pat
the speaking
Greenall.
for the
He's a real
time.
pioneer, innovator.
Yeah, and
he almost died on a cruise ship, but he made it, so now he knows how to pour beer.
That's a story that he didn't tell on the pod, so we have to save that. And also, I haven't introduced you yet, so that's let's keep it professional, okay? Put that knife away. This is a very serious podcast.
Robbie, put that away. Don't do it.
So,
sorry, are you a bartender?
hello and welcome to Too Many Jams.
It's a show about all things 20-year-old, with help from friends, experts, and our own personal experiences. We hope to shed some light on those issues that leave our age group lost and confused. If you're watching on the YouTube right now, we all look like the Fonz.
I was going to say Men in Black.
Men in Black?
That seems
We're in a
cooler.
rap video.
Oh, Rob.
We're way too white for that.
Oh, it's 2019, dude. No, we all have sunglasses on. We have a bit of a lighting issue going on the podcast where Robbie's cousin, God bless his soul, lent us his like super expensive studio lights.
Yeah, he gave us some sweet lights, but
Can you pay attention, please?
as of this past week, he took them back. So
we've been using them for a full year and free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
These like really nice, like what is it, like 30,000 lumen or something?
Like an absurd amount of lumens. You know, more than we would ever need, but
he needed them back.
It worked. It would illuminate this whole floor. But
so I went to Canadian Tire yesterday before Pat's podcast, and I bought yard lights. And they're so in our face right now. That's the only way we can get the right amount of lighting. Because normally when you have like a really bright light, you bounce it off the roof and you get this nice like splash down lighting. These are so weak. They're right in our face. So we're all wearing sunglasses. And my hair slicked back like the Fonz because I have an afro. And this is the only way I can hold my hair down.
It looks good. I like that.
Oh, thanks, Rob. Steph, what do you think?
I actually noticed it when I came in, and I thought that your call earlier was a video call, and that's why you had it done.
You thought my call was a video call?
Yeah, like your meeting this morning. I was like, oh, it must be a video call, and that's why Trav has his hair done.
No,
Rob,
when I woke up this morning, how vertical was my hair? Straight up or straight fucking up in the air?
It was like you know those Play-Doh things where you push them out and then it like squirts out.
No,
not
not
bunch
even
of noodles.
because it's
That's what your hair looks like most mornings.
because that would make it look like it's individual strings. It's like Pauly D.
I'm picturing Jimmy Neutron right now.
Jimmy Neutron or Pauly D straight up in the air without
like
gel.
the Jersey Shore.
Yes, like
Nice.
the hair naturally shoots straight up without gel. So the only way I can wear it when it gets this long, Liv, if you're listening, I need a haircut, please.
Liv, I also need a haircut.
She needs a color. She wants a
I
color
would like
change.
a cut and color, please.
Right?
Liv. Something dramatic.
Let's talk about our sponsor, True History Beer. Their delicious Farmer in the Sky is available in all LCBOs throughout the city now. It is
And by all
awesome,
we mean most.
Most, yes. By most where you can find it. And it's a dry hopped Pilsner, and it is spectacular. Go
Steph,
try
have you
some.
had it?
I've never had it. This is the first time.
All right, let's
Yeah,
the
have you tried
inaugural
it?
sip.
Give some
All
first
right.
tasting notes here.
I didn't even get a sip because I did such a terrible pour.
A lot of foam there. How's their foam?
How's the foam taste?
If only I was a bartender.
Good foam?
Mm-hmm. It's good. How do I look?
You got a mustache? A foam stash?
November's over.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
It's
I'm
good.
also a beer drinker, so this is right up my alley.
Would you buy this in stores?
I absolutely would.
Support a couple friends.
Yeah. Is it brewed locally?
It is now.
Yeah, they just moved
Yes.
over to Junction
Wow.
Brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great beer. Again, you buy beer, get it from friends,
Yeah.
support their dreams, and because you're just getting drunk anyway, right?
Yeah,
it's like you're
it's
gonna do it
100%.
anyway,
Might
Yeah.
as well do it with something that tastes good.
right? And it's good. We on top of getting sponsored for the pod, we buy it personally. Just
You
Just
endorse
to have
it.
on
yeah,
hand.
like
You're
it's what
Personal
we.
endorsement.
You know how like. First of all, we're gonna get to you real quick. This
Well,
is a
that's cool.
very
No,
long,
I-
drawn out intro. But
Beer is an important aspect of
you
the
know
podcast.
how like you listen to high profile podcasts and like we're sponsored by like this big company, like this mattress company, and like we use it every day, and like we used it before we got sponsored. I like to bring that same like professionalism to the beer sponsorship.
We drink it every day.
We drink it.
You got blackout on this before it was cool.
Before we were sponsored, this is the beer I would drink. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lie because it only came out right when
they sponsored us is when it released.
Still counts though. If it had been around, I'm sure you would have gotten blackout on it.
That's enough for them. They don't pay us enough. All right, that's enough promotion for them. No free ads.
As well, Wrist and Rye, men's jewelry made here in Toronto.
I actually have a Wrist and Rye bracelet.
Really? Right now,
yeah, I actually have one. My sister got me one for Christmas 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
I have it. I wear it sometimes.
That's
very
dope.
cool.
Yeah.
Very
So not just for men. Just like to put that out
know
there.
what? You want
Yeah.
Ladies.
Unisex jewelry.
You want what's funny? It was a
What?
men's jewelry line. I'd say 60% of the orders come from women.
I look amazing in my Wrist and Rye jewelry.
Well, we offer an extra small, and
I probably have that.
There's really there's no reason to have an extra small
If it's for men.
if it's for men.
Yeah.
But we keep it up there because we don't want to be like, if you put any sort of female focused like energy, men will be like, no, I'm not buying this jewelry. Like, I only buy like manly shit.
Yeah.
But like women don't give a fuck.
No.
If they like it, men's or women's, like deodorant or clothing or like anything, they'll just buy it. They
I
don't
actually
care.
exclusively use Old Spice.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Women don't give a fuck.
It's better. I don't sweat as much.
But they'd also like buy for themselves, but also like their boyfriends or their dads. Men just don't like to shop for jewelry in general.
That's true.
But that's why I started a men's jewelry company with some friends, and it's we're making so much money. Oh my god,
it hurts. It's spilling out.
Like,
you know,
where do
money
I
grows
do
on
with all
trees
this?
around here.
Because men are just throwing it at me. Just kidding. So support us. Jams15 for 15% off. That's what we pay for the podcast with.
Yeah.
And then, without further ado,
Let's get to our guest.
we're joined by Steph Sisam, the one and only
That is me.
musician.
Thanks for saying my last name right as well. I appreciate that.
Traveler.
Steph Simeson. Musician.
You just tried to fuck it up.
I did, and that's the best I could do. So
Because
what's that list,
Sam.
Rob?
Musician, traveler, hostess.
Nice.
Gotta make that money.
Overall, good, fun person to hang around with. What else? What else would you classify?
Yeah,
yourself on the
self-promote
list?
yourself. now.
Yeah.
I guess songwriter is within the musician umbrella.
Yep.
That's
Skier.
Oh yeah, I ski.
She's a skier.
An athlete.
Yeah, I skied in New Zealand this year, so that was pretty sick.
Did you go hell skiing?
No, because it was end of the season, so it wasn't snowy enough
I
to get down from the top of the mountain.
Right on, New Zealand.
Have you ever heard a New Zealand person speak?
Yeah, it was more Aussie.
That was
I
like
think.
a weird.
No, that was New Zealand. They're in their nose like that.
That wasn't in your nose though.
It was in my nose.
Let's hear it again.
No. Have you?
Oh yeah, in New Zealand, right?
That's better. That's
we
not what
got
you did the
sheep,
first time though.
And yeah, just the other day, I fucked a sheep, mate.
So we got Trav, the Kiwi sheep fucker.
Classic New Zealand line from
that
Trav.
was that was for my brother-in-law. He
Was mine too loud?
He loves New Zealand jokes because he's Australian. But yeah,
Oh,
so
I love that.
skiing in New
It's
Zealand.
kind of like a Canada-U.S. dynamic,
Yeah.
right?
When I was in New Zealand, all these Kiwis that I met were like, yeah, Canadians are like Kiwis and Americans are like Australians. And I was
100%.
like, ooh.
100%.
So we're the good ones.
Okay, good.
Anyway.
Well, I love New Zealand. It was beautiful. But
Yeah, it's a good spot.
you're over here because you're practicing with Rob.
Yep.
Because Rob is playing with you for your. So this is gonna come out next week.
Yeah, so the show will be over, but the show is tomorrow on December 5th.
Yes.
Because today's the 4th.
And
but
where's the show?
It's at Jasper Dandy, which is...
It was at Jasper Dandy.
It was at
It was-
Jasper
it will be at
Dandy.
Jasper-
Wow, oh my
Jasper
God, I
Dandy.
can't believe I made it through the show.
Yeah. How? Congrats.
That whole panic attack I had the day before wasn't even worth it.
Congrats on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
How was it? Like
It was
good
fucking
turnout
awesome.
and
Yeah.
good energy.
Had 1,000 people line up down the block. It was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, I crowd surfed. You crowd surfed.
It was
The
nuts.
two of us.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I was playing. Yeah,
No, you were
the
there
show was
too.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Energy was.
Should be
I-
asking
like,
you.
Yeah, Rob,
Blew
how
the
was the
roof
show?
off. Oh, it's like incredible. Like so many people there. I think Steph signed a record deal afterwards.
Shit,
like,
that's dope.
Yeah, I can't now.
merch sold out.
Sold out.
So
Like-
are you doing this? Are you doing this like we did ours? Are you showing a music video?
No, so the music video won't be out for a few more weeks because my friend's doing it for free. So I'm not rushing
Yeah.
him because like that's
Yeah, put the pressure on the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be like, thanks for doing this a favor for
Pedal
me.
to the metal, dude.
But I have like a rough copy of it that I showed to my immediate friends the night the album came out. They all
Mhm.
came over and we like popped a bunch of bottles of champagne, got pretty drunk, and I showed them the video because like once I'm drunk, I just my inhibitions are down and I
Yeah,
show
you showed
everyone.
us the video, like
I did.
wasted.
Yeah,
at one of
very
our shows.
drunk. I like went to a John Famos show and I was like, you guys, before you go on stage,
Yeah.
here's my music video that's not done yet.
This private, unreleased music video
Yeah,
in
you're
Night Owl
welcome.
Basement. Thank you. No,
You're
it was
welcome.
great.
Yeah,
And
true fans.
if you haven't pieced it together listening, this show is for a release party for her first album, debut album, as they call it.
as they call it.
And what's it called? Steph?
It's called To Jupiter We're Small. Which
Meanings. Which
so it's a line in one of my songs called Girl Next Door. And it's kind of, I like originally was going to call the album New Brunette, which was my first single. And then I kept going back and forth literally until I like had the masters back about what I was going to call it. And then I kind of had this mentality while I was like, you know what, fuck it. Just release the music. Nothing really matters. The world's going to die anyway.
yeah,
So I was like, oh, that kind of rings true with that line.
oceans
Like,
are rising.
yeah, oceans are right. Like the forests in Australia, like we're all fucking done. So I was like, whatever, just release this art. Like the world's big, but to Jupiter we're small, so like it doesn't actually fucking matter, like what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
Apparently
And-
on Jupiter it rains diamonds,
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
or maybe it's Saturn.
I'm gonna write that in my next song.
Is that a
Google
thing?
that.
Which
What?
planet is Carbon? Because I think that's the one that it.
Yeah,
That
that's
is-
insane. If that's
yes,
We should go.
carbon planet.
where did you hear that?
You know what? While you keep talking, I will Google it.
Yeah, I look
Okay.
forward to.
Cool. So
Yeah.
Steph, how many songs are on the EP?
There's 4
4 songs.
songs.
And so you're working on a music video for it as well, which will
Yeah.
be coming out soon for your
Probably
single New Brunette.
2020, I think. Yeah, for New Brunette. New Brunette is my first.
So
Diamond
Diamond
Rain.
Rain falls
Saturn
on
and
Saturn
Jupiter. You were
Jupiter.
right. You're right for both of those.
Wow, I'm such
Big
a
enough to be worn by Hollywood film stars.
So it says
That's-
diamonds big enough to be worn by Hollywood film stars could be raining down on Saturn and Jupiter.
Okay, well, that's a bit mean because I'd wear a big ass giant diamond if I had one, just like from the
but you
rain.
don't because you're not a
Hollywood movie star.
exactly.
Yeah, fair.
U.S. scientists has calculated lightning storms turn methane into soot, carbon, which as it falls hardens into chunks of graphite, and then diamond. Kind of dope.
That is
Pretty dope.
crazy.
That is-
First person to land on Jupiter.
No, it's not gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
I think those planets are absolute fuck shows.
And I don't think, and I think that you can't walk on Saturn. I think it's like a gas planet.
Those are no goes. I think
Yeah.
we're more NASA people. Maybe one of
Yeah.
the moons
Moon,
of those
yeah,
planets.
Moons are cool.
Again,
Have you seen Interstellar?
Mars.
I'm no gynecologist.
Have
Let's-
you seen Interstellar? How many planets did they go on in Interstellar, Robbie?
Every one of them.
They just went on one and they got fucked up over there. Like, remember they were like, we'll go back and the guy who we left on the ship is going to be 45 years older than he was when we left 8 minutes ago.
Have you seen
No.
That's
the one where Matt Damon?
That was
Martian.
Mars.
That's Mars.
Mars.
That's Mars. That was on our
Yeah.
moon list.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Although
So,
Mars is
anyway,
anyway,
Rob, back to business.
get your.
Have you seen?
Have you seen that movie we watched the other night in the time cave?
Oh yeah.
What was that called?
What
Sorry.
was that?
Called Time Trap.
Quit distracting us. Let's go. Back to Steph.
So Steph,
What percent is this? beer?
back to the standard
4.9.
brew.
It's good.
Standard brew percentage.
It's a good thing I had that breakfast burrito.
So the songs. So do you want to take us back a little bit?
Sure.
And tell us about some of the history of these songs, like maybe some background as
Yeah.
well as like your
And
time,
how you recorded them.
your time spent away as well, how that
Yeah.
influenced.
Sure. Okay. So the album is I've been unknowingly working on it for like 2 years actually. So I went to school for music. I have a bachelor's degree in music and
Is that what it's called?
a bachelor's degree,
In music?
Bachelor of Arts. Is that what
Bachelor's arts
Bachelor-
in music.
Specialization?
Yeah.
Or like
So that's sort of like a
honors in
generic.
music?
Honors in
Honors
music?
in music? I don't remember. I'll have to read my diploma later
cool,
tonight.
cool.
My parents have it on the wall. in their
And
room.
where'd you go to school?
I went to Bishop's University, which is a liberal arts university just outside of Montreal.
And
Fucking
what was
tiny
the to get into that program?
You had to be good at drinking.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
No, it was that was just an acceptance for the whole school. That program, you had to have your grade 8 in your Royal Conservatory of Music. So like,
Yeah.
I had to do a bunch of like exams outside of high school. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with Royal Conservatory.
I got my grade like 2 or 3.
Yeah, so I had to do up to grade 8. I actually had my grade 10, so I went above and beyond because I started doing them when I was a kid. And then, so you needed that for whatever your instrument was. So obviously mine was singing. I did that.
Oh, dope. I thought it was just piano.
Yeah.
No,
So they
I
classify
have my grade
voice
2
as an
in
instrument.
piano as well.
Yeah. That's when everyone quit piano and went over to guitar.
Yeah, they were like, fuck that.
Yeah, I was like,
I actually did that too. I quit piano and then I was like, I can learn guitar, and I kind of taught myself. But
guitar is just a sideways piano with less strings and notes. It's really the same.
technically, piano is a percussion instrument.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Because it has little hammers that hit the strings.
Dude, the pianists are the original DJs.
It's basically a snare
They hit a button and a sound comes out. You know what I mean?
It's
just
true.
a note arrangement. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 1, 2. Like it's
Yeah. Bach
It's-
didn't even know what he was up to. Way ahead of his time.
anyway.
Yeah.
DJ Bach. Back to you.
But yeah, so then in my final year, so I actually did classical for the first 2 years of university. And I was like never that sick at classical music, but that was kind of the strongest department we had. We had a contemporary music department and a classical music department, as most music schools do. And all of my friends were doing classical, so I was like, oh, I'll do it too, whatever. And they were all really sick, and I was super mediocre. Like,
In what way?
I don't really have an operatic voice. So I really like singing jazz. So my teacher would always challenge me and like give me opera pieces to sing, and I would be like, I'd do them and I'd be okay, but I would never be the best. You know what I mean? And so I got super frustrated. Actually, I almost switched out of my program, and then I decided to kind of create my own sort of academic program for myself, and I started doing independent studies with one of my professors, and I ended up putting together a graduation recital that was based on all written music, like original music that I wrote, and that had never existed before.
Are graduation recital something that everyone does?
Yeah. If you're a musician, you have an honors recital, which is an hour and a half, or you have a graduation recital, which is an hour.
And every
Yeah.
graduate does this?
Yep.
It must be
Yeah, it's
hundreds of hours.
Like who's marking? Who's
Your-
like
your-
all
your
the professors,
teacher.
obviously.
So-
Holy
And they're
shit.
normally based off of like composed music from like
Mhm.
classical or jazz or whatever your
Yeah.
department is.
So
And you were a bit of a pioneer and did
yeah,
your original
I made
music.
my own. So I
like a
had so
rebel.
everyone has.
Wow.
If you are doing your principal instrument, you have to do 8 of them. So whatever, however many that is per semester. You all have an individual teacher. Her name was Melinda. She was sick, and she graded it. And then also my teacher, who I did my independent study with, graded it.
Yeah.
So it's like a concert, basically.
Yeah.
You put on a concert, and it's whatever content you want. So a friend of mine did like an hour and a half of fucking Handel. A friend of mine did
Sorry, of what?
Handel, like Handel's Messiah, like the composer.
Yeah, Handel's Messiah, Rob.
Like
never heard of it.
hallelujah. Oh. That's Handel.
So
Okay.
hot right now. Handel.
Handel.
So hot.
You can't even handle.
Yeah, Rob, you don't know Handel, dude?
Come on.
Anyway, it's big around Christmas in the classical music department. Anyway, so and then another friend of mine did hers based on like goddesses depicted in different languages. So like she sang about like Hebe, which is the goddess of.
Sorry, say that again.
I
One
don't
more
wanna
time.
say
One more
it.
Can
time.
you pronounce that?
It's spelled Hebe. Accent aigu on the second E.
H-E-B-E.
It's French. I don't want to say it again.
Heb.
Hebe.
Hebe.
Heb.
It's like a song by No Doubt. Hey baby.
Yeah, you know what? You could put her here by herself with her own mic. And
She just cracked herself clean up, made a joke, and then laughed harder than I've ever seen. That's
Okay,
good.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I put together a recital, and I wrote all my own music.
Cool.
And so one of the songs on the album called Home, I actually wrote for my recital.
I was gonna ask you that if any of the songs
Yeah.
were used.
Otherwise, I've played a few of them for you.
Yeah, you
before.
played a lot. Yeah.
because I wrote actually 15 songs, but I only played 10 because that was my first time I ever song wrote, and I was like, had no fucking idea what I was doing. And so as I kept writing, it's like a muscle, you know, like the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more consistent you do it, like the more you take risks and you get better at saying what you want to say and however long. And yeah, so as I was doing it more, the better I got. So Home was one of the last songs that I wrote for the recital. And it's still pretty applicable to my life today because it's about like not having any idea what the fuck's coming next. Yeah.
So you do the recital, and is that still like did they adapt that into part of the program?
They
Like,
did actually.
that people now are allowed to do their own original music.
Yeah. So now it's a part of the contemporary program.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Is anyone now doing Sisams as their, finals? Like I know they have handles and they have hibes. Is anyone doing,
Sisams?
Sisam, yeah. Sisams?
Yes.
Oh, so
no,
wow.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Not quite.
That'd be cool though. That'd be cool.
So you graduate from the program.
Yeah, 2017.
2017.
Little.
And you move back to Toronto.
I did. Yeah, moved back to Toronto.
And that's when we sort of started hanging out.
Yeah, that is when we started
The
hanging
summer.
out. Fun fact, my dad and Robbie's dad hung out together and they were in a frat together in university.
I have another fun fact.
What's the other fun fact?
Robbie's dad is friends with everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's so crazy.
You hear that, Chris? You're not special at all.
Robbie's dad has so many weird connections into my life that it's almost like
Maybe you guys are soulmates.
no, because I feel like he would have the same for you if you really dug into it.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like
John actually texted me being like, "Can't wait to hear your songs live." Last Thursday.
he's just,
did he?
you know what it is? He's a stellar networker,
Yeah.
and I think it's led to a large social group. And then
Chris would probably have a lot of the same mutual
Chris
I'm
is my
sure
dad.
Chris
connections.
is also, if I looked
Chris,
into
yeah.
it, would have a same sort of like.
Yeah, I think it's also because they're both like born and raised here.
Yeah, they grew up
spent a
together.
lot- like
Yeah.
people in North Toronto, like do not leave North Toronto. You know,
Mm.
like when I came back from Australia, I was like, oh, everything is the same. It's the exact
Yeah.
same.
Well, why?
And not necessarily in a bad way, but I was like, didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Maybe a birthday or here or there.
A wedding, a bat mitzvah.
Oh fuck yeah, your bat mitzvah.
Yeah, I
Bar?
would
Bar
love to have a bar mitzvah.
Is it for the money? Is that why you want to have it?
No.
Imagine a bar mitzvah now with like an open bar. I'm thinking of a wedding. I'm thinking.
Okay,
of a wedding.
if I were to go, if I say I started dating a Jewish girl,
Can't wait.
converting,
You
100%.
would pay so much money for your little children's bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, b'nai
Yeah.
mitzvahs.
Okay. Yeah, but it's the I would, but I'd be a wealthy rock star by then.
I hope so.
Future me has all the money I need,
Yeah.
so it's really fine.
Yeah.
Future
Future
I
you
love
has
that.
the blue check mark. I can see
Future me has everything I need.
it.
You think I'm gonna get the blue check mark?
I think
Are
so,
you
yeah.
are you
With that
prophesizing
hair?
it?
That hair, if you do it like that and you don't like,
She's manifesting.
I'm
it.
manifesting it for you.
We haven't manifested in a while.
Oh,
You
you know
guys.
what? That's a good idea. Manifest right now.
I want
Okay.
to.
Can I get it too? Can I get the blue check mark too? Can
I
you
want-
manifest it back?
Okay, Steph. I've always been doing the manifesting here. I wonder if you can manifest.
Me?
Yeah. Have you?
I always manifest.
Have you
all
ever
the time.
seen on these episodes when I verbally manifest? You know,
Maybe.
like when we all like put our heads
We
down.
kind of close
Let's
our
do it,
eyes
okay.
and then Trav will just take us through a journey
All right.
of manifestation.
I'm not really
And-
feeling too fucking manifesty
Okay, well,
right
why don't we
now.
come back to it? You know, like we don't have
No,
to manifest.
I-
right. Okay,
absolute
let's go.
silence.
All right.
I need absolute silence.
All right.
Okay. My sunglasses are falling off my head. They're too big.
Hello and welcome to another manifestation by I'm your manifest leader, shh. Travis, and today we'll be manifesting Instagram fame, money, Jewishness, and bar mitzvahs, of course. Okay, it's now December.
It's December, yeah.
Your album just dropped.
Nice.
Wow. You know what? People are
Feeling it.
really fucking grooving to it.
Cool.
The show's going well. You looking at your play counter? 2,000. Wait. 3,000. Wait, why is it climbing so fast? 30,000. 40,000 streams. I think it's going viral. What's going on? Let's throw that music video out. catch a little bit of this wave. Music video out. 100,000 plays. Why? What's going on? Holy shit. It was Drake this whole time. Retweeted you, and now you're going Drake viral.
Nice.
He sent you a few weird DMs. That's not a big deal. You're going to use that and say, listen, Drake, I'm not that interested, but I won't put these out there. Just, help me with my music career. Drake says, that's really respectable of you. I like to keep things secret. I got a child that just came out. This is kind of wild. Blows you up. He is the P. Diddy to your Bieber or whatever, whoever. Usher.
No,
Usher,
Usher to your Bieber.
Nice.
Puts you on. Now, guess what? Taylor Swift is saying, hey, boo, heard about you. I know you only got a few 100,000 plays, but maybe let's collab. It sounds like we've got some similarities. Now you are harmonizing with Taylor Swift. Guess who drops by? Don't answer because it's my manifestation. Miley Cyrus. Yeah, she's harmonizing. She's not even on the track. She just wants to be a part of it. All right? You're signed. Things are going well. Guess what happens? Blue check. Mark on your Instagram. Yeah.
Blue check.
Who's in your DMs? The other Hemsworth. Not Miley's. Forget his name.
Chris?
Thor? Yes.
Isn't he married with like
Shh.
Absolute silence.
Absolute silence while I manifest. Everything goes in this manifestation. He's like, you know what? Like, things just weren't working out. And that's what happens in Hollywood. Don't feel bad. You're not a homewrecker. It wasn't your fault. It was inevitable. And now he's reaching out. You have your blue check mark. Your album is about to drop. You know
and
you're
my
making
Australian
shiny
residency.
absolute silence. You are getting your Australian husband right now. And I'm making that happen for you. Australian husband comes through. I didn't know any New Zealanders to make that happen for you. Now, you guys are eloping. Your songs are doing really well. You have your blue check mark. Money's coming in. And the record label says, hey, what do you want to do next? Scene.
Wow. Snaps. Can we get some snaps?
Felt like I was at a slam poetry event there. That was unbelievable.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I blacked out during that.
Wow.
That
Okay,
was-
Okay, back.
Yeah.
So you were graduating and
Yeah, you know how we're always talking about segments and segment ideas?
yeah.
I don't know why we just don't do the manifest every single time because
Oh.
Because
it's
it takes a lot of energy, man. It's
Yeah,
like
you
a piece
pooped.
of my soul
Yeah,
comes
you're
out.
gonna sleep for about 2 days now.
And if I keep manifesting this hard, who's gonna manifest for me?
Oh.
Okay.
Shit. No, that's a good point.
I
though.
vouch to manifest for you.
I'm gonna screen your manifesting after this episode and see if you got what it takes.
Or why don't we just, we'll do it live on air next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do an Instagram live and just manifest for each other.
To manifest all over each other. You know what I mean? Is it gay if you manifest? You know what I mean?
This took a weird turn.
Okay, back to 2017, graduating bishops.
Yeah,
Steph.
nothing else happened that year. I actually, after I graduated, I went through a really long period of writer's block, which was pretty stressful.
Wouldn't know what that feels like.
Oh shit, you're just so talented.
Yep.
Because you're real, man.
They don't know that reference. By
I
the
know.
way.
Well, I knew you'd get it. It was an
Yeah.
inside joke. They'll get it eventually.
Cool. But go on.
Yeah. So I went through a pretty long period of writer's block, and I wasn't playing guitar, wasn't writing, wasn't finishing anything. I wasn't even really like. I kind of actually thought that my time in music was like done. I was like, nah, over it. I'm gonna get a job, and I was kind of like playing house in my life of like, I got a job. I'm gonna move out of my parents' house. Got a savings account. This is what I want, and I was just so miserable because I was so unfulfilled and just like every part of my life.
And then out of nowhere, something happened, which
Yeah.
just absolutely gave you all the fuel and fire that you need to
Yeah.
write music.
Well, so
as anyone.
I feel bad telling the story, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. So I went on a date, but I didn't know it was a date until I got there.
So how
So-
how does that work? Explain that.
So this guy was like, "Do you want to come to the ROM with me? My company's doing this like party there." I really hope he doesn't watch this.
Kind of sounds like a date.
Yeah, but he was like, "You can bring a friend. Like it's an open thing." I was like, "Oh, okay,
now
cool."
that sounds like a threesome. Yeah.
So I brought my friend Natalie, and we went, and then it was an open bar, so I was like downing double G&Ts all night. having a great time. But I was only talking to the bartender because everyone there was really into tech, and I had no fucking idea about any of that.
Nerds.
So then I got drunk, and then I went home, and I called in sick to work the next day, and I was sitting on the couch with my sister, and I booked a one-way flight to Australia. And I was like, cool.
Like hungover or
Yeah,
drunk?
well, a bit of both, I think. Yeah, I'm not really sure where I was at the time of the booking.
Mm.
But yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And then, well, I actually remember being like to my sister, I was like, what are you doing April 4th? And she was like, oh, nothing, but like, it's my brother's birthday on the 1st and my mom's on March 30th. So she was like, yeah, we have that weekend. We're probably in Collingwood for their birthdays. And I was like, oh, okay. So April 4th is good. And she was like, for what? And I was like, just, booked a flight. And she was like, where? And I was like, oh, Australia. And then I went.
Australia, mate.
Yeah.
With no plan, just like
Yeah, nothing.
on a whim, decided you're gonna go spend the year there.
Yeah, so I had a 1-year visa. I'll preface this though, I have family in Melbourne. I have my aunt and uncle live there, and I have some cousins who have like baby children now in Geelong, which is like a suburb.
So
outside of Melbourne.
Trav, when I went over to Melbourne, I actually stayed with her aunt and uncle.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so Robbie and I drove the same Subaru Impreza for a while over there. Nice.
Very Australian whip.
Yeah, it was a good whip. So then I got there in April, and I ended up backpacking by myself for like 3 months, maybe a bit less.
A little dangerous. All right.
It was fine. Everyone spoke English, and like it was cool. And then, I don't know, chilled. Ended up feeling way more like present, and I don't know. Like,
sorry, how did the date relate to this?
Oh, okay. So
because you got blackout
drunk.
at the bar.
I got blackout at this date. Yeah, I didn't really finish that, and like I realized that I was just like doing all these things that I wasn't into, and I was like, why am I like living this life that I'm
and then
not
you went
down?
to Australia.
I was
Okay.
like, I'm like not down to like do
You're
this.
on like a now.
I'm
You're
like
on a
22 years
Christopher-
old, and like here I am at this date at the ROM, which is cool, but like I don't want to be here.
You're on like an into the wild realization
Yeah,
now. And
totally.
you just fucking
Yeah.
Society.
Yeah. So I up and left, and I moved to Australia, and then I backpacked, and I ended up working on a farm for a few months, and I didn't have any service or anything while I was there. So
Wait, why'd you work on a farm? Isn't that what people
You have
do when
to,
they're
yeah.
trying
So
to
you
extend?
have to, yeah. So to extend your visa, you have to. But I also got back from backpacking and I had no money, and they offered me a job.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I'll go up there for a few weeks, and so it was really rural, and there wasn't a lot of service. So the son of the family who I lived with lent me his guitar because there wasn't really anything to do, and I started playing a lot more, and I started writing, and I was like, oh. And the first things I wrote were not good. Like had these voice memos, and I was like, I see what I'm trying to do, but this doesn't work at all. And then I ended up going to New Zealand to ski right after working there. And I had the like most amazing time. I met these really cool people, and I spent, I don't know, however many days just like skiing in August. And it was just so fun, so beautiful. Like Queenstown is fucking unreal. And I got back from New Zealand, and I wrote 4 songs in one day.
Wow.
I like sat down and I wrote, and then I called an open mic in downtown Melbourne, and I was like, can I play tonight? And they were like, yeah. So I went down and played them all that night.
Can I ask you a question about New Zealand?
Yeah, sure.
I went there when I was in high school, and with my memory the way it is, I forget almost all the important details.
That's okay.
What is it? Christchurch or Queenstown that has like it's like a big like activities town, and it has a lake.
Queenstown.
That's Queenstown?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, with like the luge at the top of the mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Queenstown.
Stayed there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And from there is where I went, like there was like skydiving.
Yeah.
We went bungee jumping.
Yep.
We did that luge. Also 7.8 earthquake.
Yeah, no bueno.
While we were there.
Yeah.
Kind of fucked shit up.
That's when it destroyed a lot in Christchurch.
The second one fucked.
Christchurch.
Fuck.
The aftershock.
Yeah. Like, no, it was like ours was a 7.8, and then I got hit like years later by a bigger one.
Oh, okay.
7.8 was crazy enough. My next question is, do you remember? So I went skiing there when I was there as well. And we went into the mountains, heli skiing, and I've never been able to remember the mountain ranges names. And I want to call them, because it was something wild, like the Madonnas. Or
The
something.
Remarkables.
The Remarkables?
I went there, skied there.
That's what it's called?
The Remarkables, yeah.
What did I call
That's
them?
where I actually went hiking there. And we got up to like 3,000 feet of elevation, and it was like insane.
Why did I call them the Madonnas?
I don't know, because it's kind of like a remarkable.
I think Madonna owns some of them or something. Like it's something weird like that. There was like some celebrity. There's a reason why I have a weird celebrity connection with them in
Yeah, I
my
don't
mind.
fucking know about that.
Okay,
I'm not in on
that's why I was-
Madonna's financial
That's why I
endeavors.
was asking. You know.
There's Cadrona,
No.
Coronet Peak.
No, I think you're right. But anyway, so
The Remarkables. That's the only one.
okay, and then that's what they have like hell skiing and
Yeah.
cool, tight.
Nice.
Story. I need to
That's
ask
cool.
that because it's been on my mind for 10 to 12 years.
That's cool. Yeah. Why didn't you just Google it?
I don't know about that. Okay, sorry.
Buy an encyclopedia.
You get back
Did I say that right?
to Melbourne.
Encyclopedia. So I go back to Melbourne.
Do an open mic.
Do an open mic.
Wait, isn't that how they spell? Isn't it encyclopedia?
Encyclopedia?
It's like spelled with AE at the end.
It's like when people say Barcelona or Melbourne.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait,
technically correct, but like
yeah, what's
you're
that?
gonna roast those people that do that.
You said Melbourne.
I know, it's because I lived there. I actually was waiting for you guys to call me out on it, and no one did.
You know what? I was doing too many cheesy jokes in a row, so I let it slide. But yeah, you do an open mic in Melbourne.
Yeah. So then, actually, one of the songs that's on the album I wrote that day was the first one I wrote.
Which one?
No Better.
I love that song.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like it too. I almost didn't put that one on the album, and then I was like,
Would have been a
'Cause
mistake.
I actually got a lot of love for that one, which I wasn't really expecting. It was after you came over and listened to the mixes,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is cool.
Loved
I was
it.
like, oh, thanks. Yeah, and then after that, I was like, oh shit. It was just like, I don't know. Songwriting kind of happens to you. Like you can work on it and work for it, but like at the end of the day, when something happens that's easy, that's honestly almost always the best stuff. So like No Better came to me really easily. New Brunette came really easily. Girl Next Door was a bit harder. I wrote that one in June. And then I don't know. There's some days that you have to put in the work, and then there's some days that you're like, I feel like that was just no work at all, and it's weird, but it is somehow good? ?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I understand.
Yeah, it's funky. But yeah, so I wrote that one in like September 2018, and then
Did you know you were going to do an album at this point, or are you just writing
no,
songs?
I was just happy.
Oh.
I was just like happy again. I was way more present in my life, and like at that point in time, when I don't know, you guys are musicians, you kind of get it. Like when you're doing things that make you creatively fulfilled, like it's like a snowball, you know, it keeps going, right? Like the more you do, the more you want to do. As long as you're doing, like some nights it sucks. Like some days you don't get anything done, and then other days when like things are going well, you're like, this is so good. Like this is what I want to do all the time.
Yeah.
Like how can I ever be upset when I get this feeling after I finish a song? I'm like, I just can't wait to show people. I just want to like, yeah.
It's like what famous musicians get to do that stuff all the time.
All the time.
And anytime we get a glimpse of it, like, oh, we do a full day of music video or a full day in studio or this big show.
Exactly.
That's what I want to do every day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you spend 3 months not doing that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this kind of sucks. Do I really want to be a musician? And then you do it again. You're like, yes,
Totally.
Yeah.
this is it.
I literally had that conversation with my mom last night where I was like, it sucks having no money. And like, I almost want to just like get a 9-to-5 so I can just have some consistency in my life. But then I like go to rehearsal and I'm like, this is so fun. Like being with all these other talented people in this room who are just as passionate about the same things that I am. You're like, this fucking rocks.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So you have these songs.
Yeah.
And at what point are you like, I'm happy I have these songs. Like I want to be a singer. I'm going to throw this stuff out.
To be honest, that only really happened in like August. Like
This past August.
yeah, like the one like a couple months ago.
The one that just happened.
Yeah, just now.
That August.
And I was unknowingly working on the album for a really long time. Like it should have been twice as long as it is, but music is expensive, and like I said, I have no money, so you know, got to do what you got to do. But so I think what happened was I always really doubted my ability and like my identity as a musician. Like it took me a really long time to be like, I'm a musician, when people are like, what do you do? And so for that, I never felt like I was enough to identify as such. So I was like, I can't like do this. I don't know. It was this weird thing where I really had to just like consciously decide that was what I wanted to put my energy into, and it took a lot longer than it should have. Because like, I don't know, I could have been calling myself a singer-songwriter since I graduated.
Yeah,
Like,
you did originals at your
like I had-
graduation recital.
I had a discography, if you will, since 2017, but I just didn't. I just like dropped it and didn't want to do it anymore because it was too intense. I don't know, vulnerable. Like, I don't know, a certain part of art is really intimidating to release into the world. Like, there's a few aspects of the songs in the album that I was like,
Yeah, you mentioned you were a
really
little
freaking
timid
out.
about
yeah,
releasing some of these songs because they reference
You wanna know a
such
tip?
personal experiences.
what?
Just like write songs that don't like that mask all that in like weird
Can't
art.
do that though. I can't do
And-
that.
It's like my songs have something extremely real in all of them.
Like gassed.
But it's Gas is the most joke song we have.
I love it.
The more the more literal the songs get, the
Yeah.
less actually vulnerable I am in it.
Yeah.
But the other ones I write, it's masked in such a like, this is just like fucking artsy words and stuff like that
Yeah.
I don't feel vulnerable showing anyone.
I have that in a few of them. Like I can't. I don't know. Like when I write, I just have to be honest. Like I can't mask it. Or I mean, I do in a certain way. Like it's not like I'll say someone's name or something. Actually, that's not true. In Torquay, I say people's names, which
Yeah.
is not on the album. But I played it at my show last Thursday. So if you guys came, you heard it.
Last
Unbelievable
Thursday.
reception.
Unbelievable, yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something that's like, if I am going to write a song, I'm going to write about something that matters to me, and whether or not, however that comes out, as long as I'm honest and like, it is what it is. Sometimes it's more obvious than others about what I'm talking about in my life. And those who know me, like, can definitely attest to like some things that I say in these songs are from true experiences, but I don't know.
I can tell a story.
Yeah.
I can tell a story in a song. Like it
You can tell
doesn't
a
need to
story.
be like that. Like I have no problem
Yeah.
like
Song is a story.
but like I mean like
It's like a monologue.
you were
know?
saying it's got to be about something I'm going through or like this honesty.
Yeah.
I'm saying like I can do a song that's completely
fabricated.
fabricated but not like just like about how I'd imagine something going. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
See, I do that too. I just find the ones that I find I get the best reception from are ones that I don't know. There's a like it's kind of hard to explain. Excuse me.
All good.
When I don't know. It's weird. When I'm writing, I have to be as truthful as possible, especially when like I'm dealing with something.
Yeah.
In that sense, like if I'm singing about something I don't care about, the audience knows, like they can tell. But if I'm singing about something that's real to me or honest to me or like truth, then it's like you create this space for the audience where like you have this mutual trust of, and they're involved and you're involved because it's just like your emotions out there. Like where are they going to be if not present with you when you're trusting them with that?
You should hear my rap songs.
I can't wait.
Yo, at the end of this episode,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that rap song, the hilarious, you know, the one where it's like,
Heading downtown.
yeah,
That one.
it's like
that you
got a little money for my Glock or like something like that. Like
Yeah.
I'll have to put like it's kind of a wild anyway. But what I'm
No, it's not.
what I'm saying is different strokes. Like
Yeah, totally.
there is a nugget of truth even in every story I tell.
I agree.
I place some sort of like of my own truthful projection into it, but it could be a completely fabricated scenario like this rap song I'm going to put at the end. Actually, I'm not going to because I'm going to put your song at the end of the episode.
Aw, thanks.
Well, why wouldn't I?
Which
Yeah.
one?
So,
Which one are you going to put?
oh,
Which one you want?
I
Do
would
you have
do
any
No
preferences?
Better or
No.
New Brunette.
Yeah.
What's up to you?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the vibe you're going for? Do you want to like a bop?
I'll,
or do you want like
I'll listen to
ooh?
both after, and
Yeah, you
then
decide.
I'll ask you for the file. But anyway, sorry.
I don't care which one you
Um,
use.
but
I get
yeah.
them all the time.
that writing style, I do believe truthfulness for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be honest, when I'm listening to songs on the radio, when I'm listening to songs on Spotify, no one fucking knows, right? Like
Yeah.
it's live, sure. Like you can see it when you're doing stuff like that, but
Sorry.
I think as long as you can find a way to artistically keep that nugget of truth in there, then
Definitely.
it stays authentic. But if you're just like, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't think of an example.
No, but I know what you mean. And like what you said about being authentic is really the most important part. Like whether or not everything you say is absolutely cohesive with the truth, or whether or not you say something that is what you imagine, like as long as you're authentic with who you are, then people respond.
100%.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Yeah.
That's a better way to say it.
I feel like it's almost easier to tell true stories or stuff that's relatable to you
Mhm.
that's
Not to
happened
me.
in your life. That no,
No.
Yeah.
it's easier for you to make up stuff.
It's easier for me to it's easier for me to be authentic,
Yeah.
but in terms of I almost rarely ever write a true to play scene
Yeah.
from my life out.
Well, that
No, but use the ideas as a foundation.
like No Better isn't exactly about one person in particular. It's about like me and my friends and their experiences with like on again, off again
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah,
You know?
but like the song that you referenced earlier when you said because you're a real man, it's a song we're gonna release called Victoria.
is there a Victoria?
No,
Hmm.
that song is a complete story
Yeah?
that, huh?
Wait, what'd you ask?
Victoria Beckham?
Oh,
No.
did you ask if it's about Victoria Beckham?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, it's
I'm
not.
kidding. I was
No.
It's a
Yeah.
complete story
Mm.
that I sat down and I was like, I want to write like a moody, an emotion that I found authentic is when I listened to like a song by these like moody UK artists and they sing
Catfish and
about
the
girls. Yeah, they sing about girls. I get this feeling and I'm like, I want to
Yeah.
recreate that feeling in a song. So
Totally.
that's what I mean. Like it's centered around an authentic story and I'll sprinkle stuff in. Like there's a part where it's like, oh, like what will we do when I'm on the road, when I'm on the radio?
Yeah.
Like I'll sprinkle authentic feelings or fears I have into it. But in general, there's no Victoria to me.
Yeah.
In fact, we got that from a buddy's ex-girlfriend
Oh.
and we sprinkled
Her
some of
claim
his
to
story
fame.
into it too.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, that's exactly like how I wrote No Better, you know? Like
yeah.
it's
Okay.
true. So to me that's truth though, you know?
But that song to me is as authentic as my rap song talking about buying guns and shit because
I have not heard this rap song.
authentically
This light is very bright.
authentically like there's a part of me that also always loves gangster trap rap for some reason. Robbie knows this because he hates it when I play
Loves trash
so it's
music.
it's as authentic to me.
Fetty, what?
Anything, man. Like I love Bad Baby.
Bad Baby.
Who's Bad Baby?
You know,
Exactly.
the girl on Dr. Phil, she's like, how about
Oh,
that?
Bad Bahati or whatever. Catch me outside. How
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
like BHA, like
B- yeah.
Babby.
Bad
Babby.
Bahati.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah,
enough.
she's sick though. She got more money than me. Who am I to
Yeah.
criticize her?
Trash.
But no, enough about that because like we're just debating or we're just chatting about our different styles of
Oh, yeah.
songwriting.
We'll have this conversation another time.
I wanted to know how you put these songs to record because we have a very different process. We do a lot at home.
Yeah, you guys do.
You went to a studio.
Yeah, so I worked with the producer. So pretty much what happened was I got in touch with this guy named James McKenty. He used to be in a band called The Spades, which toured around Canada. And he's worked with like a bunch of kind of legendary Canadian rock bands like Blue Rodeo and The Hip. And
Did you meet him through your dad?
yeah, so my dad used to work for the radio in Toronto. And now he does consulting. And so he's actually a great
Resource.
Yeah.
I'll say.
for me,
Just
yeah.
to preface this, her dad is a huge music guy, and like she said, worked in the radio business for numerous years, and has many connections to people you would want to know for
yeah,
an
definitely.
up and coming artist like yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, he knows a lot of people. He's also like friends with a lot of people. So I mean, he was so encouraging of me doing this because I got home from Australia and I had no money, and he was like, "You could do it, Steph. Like, you just gotta commit to it, and once you do, like, you figure it out." So, shout out to you, Chris. But anyway, so he hooked me up with this guy named James. And so I sent James probably about 10 songs, and we were going to narrow it down from what we wanted to work on. And he kind of picked the ones that are on the album, but those were also mostly the ones that I wanted to do.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. So we were a pretty big consensus on what was the strongest songs. And then I remember he was like, "Do you have any influences?" And I was like, "Oh, I really like roots music. So like, I don't know, the Lumineers, the Strumbellas." And he was like, "Oh yeah, Simon was over the other day." And I was like from the Strumbellas? He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, cool. See you on Tuesday. Like, you just like casually dropped. He's like, oh yeah, I work with that kind of musician, those kinds of musicians all the time. And I was like, great.
Perfect fit then. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went up to his place. He has a home studio in Peterborough and worked for 2 days. And they like stayed with him and his family. They're so lovely. And we just spent probably like 14 hours both days putting the songs to tracks and producing them. But I'd never done production like this before. So I kind of had an idea of what I wanted for each of them. Like for No Better, I knew I wanted like the consistent bass and guitar throughout the whole song. That's like no 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 no. And then in New Brunette, I knew I wanted some like weird aerial pop stuff going on, which kind of happened.
So would he play all the other instruments?
We both did.
Okay, so you would like mix up bass and drums and synths?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's just you two.
Yeah, it's just the two of us in the studio. But what was really cool, I found, because I have synesthesia, which is like when you see colors and when you hear music and stuff. What happened to me was that the colors were like changing in the songs as we were adding elements to them and like changing the arrangements. And whenever he was like, how do you feel about this? When the color wasn't right, I was like, I don't like it. And then we would add something.
Like it's like a puke green and you're like,
And I was like, nah, that's not a pretty color. So
let's bring that back to forest green.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, Girl Next Door actually is like kind of that color green.
Yeah, I know. I also have synesthesia.
Do you actually?
No, I made that up.
Damn, I got so excited. I was like, we can talk about this.
Sorry.
But you actually said that to me like 3 days ago, and I got excited too. And then you were like, no, I don't have it.
I have music video aesthesia.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
When I listen to songs I like, I immediately start envisioning video scenes to it.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway.
So he should be a filmmaker is what we're saying.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in the wrong career.
Yeah. So we spent 2 days doing that and got like some basic mixes of the 4 songs. And then I went back and mostly worked on Girl Next Door because that song was my fucking Everest. It was so complex to break down and like took so long. But I actually, the first day I was there, I had a bit of a cold, which was weird because it was July. And so my vocals were all kind of weird. So when I went back, I had the intention of re-recording all my vocals. But something happened between like July and September when
Your
I went
voice sounded
back.
so different?
No, it was like I became married to the way my voice sounded on the tracks.
Yeah.
That I was like, that was the final voice, you know?
100%.
And especially in New Brunette, because there's an aspect of vulnerability with that song you're talking about, like in breakup and like real emotions. Like because I was like a little bit raspy, it kind of worked. And then No Better, I was like kind of yelling the whole time because that just fits with the aesthetic of the song too. Yeah, so the only one I actually re-recorded a bit of was Girl Next Door. And then, it was done. And then I got them mastered in Montreal by Grey Market Mastering. And I got them back around my birthday, which is in October. Then I released them in November.
Cool.
Crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was my process.
So, did he give you like special rates and stuff because of the connections? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So like you were able to do it on a good budget. And
Yeah. I mean, it's not cheap. Like anything like that, especially where you have, it's not like an hour of a song. I was doing like 5 songs. I actually did 5, but I didn't release the 5th one because I wasn't happy with it. I was like, I remember being really tired by the end of the day, and I was like, I just can't even give the criticism for the song that I want. So if I go back, I'd do that one. I'd probably start at square one. But he basically did 5 songs in like 2 days. And then I went up for a day one more time to finish them. But like, so we worked for probably 14 hours both days.
Yeah.
And so he gave me like a 2-day rate.
Yeah. It was long days though.
Yeah, it was long days. And we drank a lot of Ryan Gingers.
It's funny because like that's his job.
Yeah.
And
it was so fun though.
I know that's the thing is like he's probably having fun too.
Yeah.
And he's like, 14-hour day, and he's just like having Ryan Gingers in his studio, just like playing bass.
I think the hardest part for him is the mixing, because like you obviously get the original mix downs, and then before they go to be mastered, you have to like really. I remember getting so many drop boxes, being like, the snare's too high here. Like, like so nitpicky, and like for me too, because it was my first thing. I was really.
You feel bad, don't you?
Oh, so bad.
I know.
I called him once and I was like, "Yo, man, like I'm so sorry for like." I was trying to explain in the email. I was like, "At second 232, like this is too loud," and I was just like, "It would be easier to talk on the phone. Like, you want to just go through them like this?" And like, I felt terrible, but they worked out great. And like, there was one part that I was like, is this even matter? Like, is this actually something that bothers me, or am I just over listening to the songs that don't even sound like music anymore? It's just
That happens too, right? You get sick
you need
of
to like
them
take
and
a
then-
break for
yeah.
like 2 hours and then come back to it, or like a day.
Any song you've ever heard by us,
Yeah.
I legitimately have listened to over 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, when I do vocals, I do hundreds of
Yeah.
takes. So I've already heard it probably 500-600 times. And then I listen to every
Yeah.
stage over and over and over again, thousands and thousands of times. And then I release it
hard.
and I'm like, eh.
That is exactly how I felt about it. Like, Rob came over to listen to the album before I released it, and I actually remember playing No Better For You, and I was like, this song is boring.
And
I think it was my favorite one
It was
that I
your
said.
favorite one.
Yeah.
You were like, I love this one. And I was like, what? I
Which
was
is-
like, this one is so boring. Nothing changes except for like maybe the drum beat over the bridge.
So which is why you have to remember how excited you were when you first recorded it.
Yeah.
And then if you thought it was good then,
Yeah.
is good. You've just
Mhm.
numbed yourself.
I know. I also have like, I had really bad for a while, like the imposter syndrome, where like you don't feel like you belong. Like my music's on Spotify. I was like, what the fuck is it doing there? Like this is just homemade stuff. Like this isn't real. I'm not
Yeah.
a musician. Why are you here? Like,
Really?
yeah, totally. I was like, I don't belong in this world. But that comes back to me like identifying as a singer songwriter. Like I didn't do that for so long.
What's the opposite of imposter syndrome?
I belong.
Like
I just can't wait to be king.
just ignorant,
Simba.
just like trap artists, ignorant trap music. That's the opposite.
More like ignorant trap music.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm that. So thanks.
Okay, so you were like, fuck yeah, I belong on Spotify.
For me, like I have this weird confidence where I think the only reason why
It's
I'm
not
not
weird though. It's good.
I'm not like bigger is that I haven't been given like I just need like better resources to work with. Do you know what I mean?
Delicious beer, by the way.
Yeah, it's great. It goes down so just like I'm like this is what I always say. Like
Yeah.
if you were to airdrop me
Mhm.
into a famous rock band
Mhm.
today,
Mhm.
could I write the songs required, make the music required, do the press gigs
Yeah.
required, all these things, have the stage presence, run the interviews and all that today?
Mhm.
I think I could.
Nice.
So I don't feel like an imposter.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, I don't have that.
Mhm.
So I have ignorant syndrome.
Yeah. No, you're doing what you're meant to be doing then.
Think so?
Yeah. I like your songs.
No, but I hear a lot of s- actual celebrities, not just
Yeah.
crazy people
Like
myself,
you. Yeah.
talk about what you just said, where
Imposter
they,
syndrome.
where they don't feel like they deserve it or they belong,
Yeah.
but they clearly do.
Well, I think that because we're almost like Hollywood is almost like another universe to people like us, which just it feels really far away a lot of the time, but it's really not. Like it's just a group of people who are exceptionally good at their craft, which is art, and that's also what we do, and we're exceptionally good. Like what makes them better than us, you know? So like
luck.
yeah, music is 30%
Connections.
talent and 70%, 60%.
I don't know the
70% business.
I'd say
It's gonna be embarrassing when
I
this
don't know
airs.
the
we
mathematics
could never
of
put
this,
math to it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say the prerequisite is good music.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so many people can make good
So many
music.
people can make good music, but
Eh.
only so many people can conduct themselves.
Market,
True,
make the
market,
connections,
like socialize
and then
business.
on top of all that, there's a group of people that can do that chunk, and then the final remainder is just the pieces.
The
lining up.
lucky,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
lucky ones.
Absolutely.
The lucky ones.
Absolutely. We were just talking about Nashville and like how many people are so brutally talented there that like don't make it.
That's why I don't like going to like LA or Nashville.
Yeah.
Because I go there and I'm like, everyone is better.
Everyone.
That's
is-
what I
yeah.
said to her. I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't know whether to feel like discouraged
yeah.
or motivated by the music scene here, because there's like, on one hand, you got so many people doing it and you're like, wow, that's awesome. There must be like a total culture, like vibe that I can get in on. And then on the other hand, like part of me is like, wow, like there's so
Yeah.
many people here doing music that that also like are just like
Yeah.
playing bars and stuff, right? And you're like, wow, okay, like is
What's the difference between
you know
them
what's
and me?
gonna make me stand out?
Yeah.
I always think it's better to become a big fish in a small pond first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it
is too. But the only difference is that like you can't let that go to your head because as soon as you become a small
for
fish
sure.
in a big pond, is that the other?
because you
reference?
become a big fish in a small
tadpole
pond,
again.
which
yeah.
will get you to.
Yeah, obviously the level of confidence you have is incredible. Like you need that in this industry. It's just you also have to be that level of humble that people are like, oh, he knows how good he is, but he's still a good guy.
No,
no one wants to
funny
work
thing
with
is
an
that
asshole.
I don't think I'm that amazing of a musician, believe it or not.
Yeah.
In fact, I hardly. I write completely like when we do our anyway. Enough about
The music industry is fucked.
yeah.
Don't get into it.
It's a total picture thing. But at the end of the day,
Anything for that blue check mark, baby.
anything for that fucking blue check mark, so I can start sliding into
Yeah.
low level Instagram influencer DMs. And
Who are you gonna DM first? What's the list? Do you have one? He definitely has one.
no, I don't. It's funny.
You have a
think
mental list though, don't you?
Absolutely not. The amount of time
I have
I
a
spend.
mental list.
You have a mental list?
Yeah, of who I'm gonna DM when I'm.
I know Harry
verified.
Styles is on that. You
Oh
said
no,
that.
he's. Did I?
Yeah, you said I'm gonna get a blue check mark and DM Harry.
Oh, I did
Styles.
say that the other day after I watched his SNL. I
Is
was
he
like,
top of the list? Yeah, we watched that too.
he is not top of the
He was
list.
actually so good.
Yeah, he's fucking
I was
incredible.
impressed.
I was like, I just want to like sing with you. You're sick, dude.
I'd say Ariana Grande.
Ariana, really?
She's not low level. Though.
I saw a picture with her without her ponytail, like she took her weave out, and I was like,
Really?
she had hair similar to yours this morning.
Oh no.
Come on.
Not my
I'm not
sweet
even lying.
angel.
Look up the photo. I actually love Ariana Grande.
I
I
need
think
to
she's
see that.
incredibly talented. But like,
I'm
look
gonna
up the
slap
photo
a
without
picture
her.
in here. If I can see it, it's gonna be in the edit.
Use your editing skills.
Yes.
Ariana Grande, no ponytail. Google it right now.
I honestly, I don't have that list. I don't have like girls top of mind.
Okay. Well, who's
Um,
it? Well, you should make one.
No, I'm hoping that just having that blue check mark.
They'll slide into your DMs.
No, but like you'll
The ignorant.
get invited to like maybe like things or events or something where you'll meet. Not necessarily that you just be
like
able to
TIFF parties and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Nice. You know, actually, like it's like Max Kerman from the Arkells gets courtside seats all the time because he's
Yeah.
buddies with Nick Nurse because he brought him on stage once.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So dope.
Yeah,
I
it's
made a
fucking
bad joke in front of him once, and he let me know it.
Max Kerman.
Yes.
What'd you do? Or Nick Nurse?
Yeah, what was the joke again?
Okay, it was
Me and Max Kerman are friends on Facebook.
okay.
Fun fact.
So it started off great because I saw them at Western.
Yeah.
I saw them at the Wave. It's a bar at Western. I was front row because I was a fan when I was that age, and I took a video on my BlackBerry. And while I was taking a video, the guitarist fell back over his amp and flipped over. So I started off telling him that story. Like, I saw you way back. I was on a date, and like this happened, and it was hilarious. He's like, "That's so funny. That guy would love it." And then Eli is complimenting him on he has this like decorated jean jacket.
Because he always has funky jackets.
Funky
It's like his
jackets.
thing.
And Eli was like, we make stuff like this. A friend of mine does, like this artist. Like, we should totally collaborate with blah, blah, blah. And you know, in his song, like My Dad's Leather Jacket,
Mhm.
I was like, yeah. I was like, then you could offer her your jean jacket or like something like brutal like that.
Oh, no.
I know. It was even better delivered than that. Unfortunately, he literally looked at me and went, what? And I was like, oh, like your
I'll see myself out. I'm
like
so
your
sorry,
lyric?
Mr. Kerman.
He's like, no, I got it. And I was like,
Did he say that?
100%. And he's like, and he just like kind of just like gave me a look and then kept talking to Eli. And I was like, all right.
I'm out.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And you still don't have imposter syndrome?
No, because I think he's an idiot. Like, the joke was good. The joke was good. I delivered it bad here. I delivered it perfectly there.
Yeah. I think I remember having a chuckle at the joke.
The joke was good. It was
You were
his.
there too?
Yeah, I was.
But the only reason why I
yeah.
didn't give him in my mind mental shit because I was like, what if his dad like passed away or something?
Oh.
And, you know, and like making a dad's jean jacket comment or something.
No, I got it.
No, he got it. So like that's why I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe if it was sensitive, I'll let him slide.
It kept Trav up for a couple days. He's like, why didn't Max like my joke? Why didn't he?
Oh,
it
it's
kept
like
me
the
up for
worst version of
maybe
anxiety.
1 week.
Someone like 8% famous didn't like my
Who
joke.
else was there that did like all my shit? That one artist that had all those one-hit wonders.
Yes.
Oh, this is
He
gonna
was a
kill
super
me.
nice guy.
What's
I
the
forget.
song?
I
Sing
didn't
one
know.
to me.
I didn't know any of his music though, so I couldn't. You were the one.
Is it
who,
a solo guy?
like? He was a solo guy. He was a DJ.
He had a few hits like. Oh, this is
Honestly,
gonna
right now I'm
fucking
thinking
kill
about
me.
like Fireflies.
No,
You know that song?
No, like
That's the
honestly,
Like it would be on the same level as like sexy bitch, like damn you a sexy bitch, like that type of hit.
LMFAO.
No, but it wasn't. But like on that level in that genre. Oh, this is gonna kill me.
You guys hit it off.
We hit it off. We
Who
were
is it?
drinking together. He's a big dude.
Big dude.
Fuck. My memory's awful. I'm gonna have to like go into a think tank and remember it. If I remember it, I'm gonna put it in the edit right here.
I'm dying to know. So
there'll be the name. I'll text you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Do you remember that though?
I remember it. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
hilarious.
for sure.
He's like, you know that song, and he like sang it a little bit. He's like, that's me, and I'm like, no, dude.
If someone, I'm gonna be that person. Like I'm gonna be
But
like,
like,
you know that song?
it was like a few one-hit wonders, and he
It's
just
me.
made like a few hundred, like
Shameless self-promotion.
$1 million probably off like a few hits.
Was it? I took a pill and a pizza.
No, way long ago. It
So
was long ago. It was like.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll put in the video if I remember.
Have you
it right
read
here.
about Mike Posner?
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's
Is
walking
he?
across America.
Yeah. Well, he finished. Do you know that, Trav?
Mike Posner.
What?
Mike Posner.
His dad died, and then his best friend Avicii died, so he decided to walk across America because he
walked
was just
from,
like, "Fuck
like,
this."
Fucking East
California.
Coast to West Coast.
Yeah, he just walked.
That's wild. I'm
Yeah.
surprising this has
It took a month.
This has such a small amount of coverage
Yeah,
that I never heard about it.
I saw it. He like posted nice little vlogs about it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was just so sad when
I
Avicii
mean, like
died.
this should be
and
bigger.
his
I
dad.
feel like people should talk about this.
He's a good
Yeah,
dude.
you should check out the article.
He
It's
raised
kinda cool,
money?
actually.
No,
I'm sure
he
he
said
did.
he was just doing it because he wanted to.
That's
he was
probably
like,
yeah.
he was
okay.
like, my life is in shambles. I'm gonna
I kinda
walk across.
respect
And I was
that a
like,
bit.
you know what? I get that. Hashtag moving to
It was
Australia.
also I was reading that it's also some like challenge, in the States that people have done, and like they talk about it. There's a name for it. I can't remember. I have to look
a
it up.
friend of
But
mine
like,
walked across Canada.
What?
Yeah, it was wild. She just
How many
did
people
it.
walk across big countries?
Graham biked across Canada.
Yeah.
Terry Fox. Oh wait, no.
Terry didn't quite make it. They did about a third.
So bad. I feel so.
Anyway, this is a hilarious combo. I have to pee.
Do you have any final thoughts? Any words of wisdom to leave the listeners with
Anything to plug?
before we sign off? Anything to plug either?
I don't know. What do you guys want? Like something about me, about music, about
It could be anything you're feeling, like general advice to give to people, or something you want to promote, or both.
well, my name is Steph Sisam Music on Instagram, so you
Cool.
can follow me, and then you can hear all my songs. I don't know about music. You just kind of gotta do you. Like, don't try to be something else because then nobody will heard it. Like everyone will be like, you're just trying.
You're a Mike Pose, or
Oh shit, that was a bad one. It was almost as bad as my
Max
Hey
probably would
Baby
have liked
one.
that joke.
Max would like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we were saying, just authentic is what sells now. Like if you're not, no one cares. Don't try to be the next Spice Girls. Just be the first you. Whatever. Be the first John Famous.
I agree.
There's a good line.
But I could use another Spice Girls too. If that's
Yeah.
your authentic life, please give it.
Yeah, if you
Because-
are the next Spice Girls,
Yeah.
like, DM us now.
'Cause
I
that
know
was-
we're not verified yet, but we will be.
100%.
And we'll remember you.
I think that's fine to end on. I think that was a fun
good.
Yeah.
fun episode. We got a
Yeah.
little loose. And
That 4.9%.
I had an empty stomach. I haven't been able to eat since I
Robbie
had one bowl of
two
porridge today.
breakfast-
I had a huge lunch.
Dude, I've had one bowl of porridge is all I've eaten
Are
today.
you Goldilocks? Like, that is not a lot of food.
When do I eat? Do I eat fucking I just like there's no time. When do people eat?
Yeah.
At what point? I would need to Uber Eats.
Everything.
But no, that was so fun.
Yeah, I love hanging out with you guys.
Thanks for spending
Thanks
the
for
time
having me.
and
Thanks for shouting me this beer.
Yep.
giving your
Thanks
time
for
to
doing
the
this.
podcast and all that. And
Yeah.
on that note, Roberto,
We will see you next
Tuesday.
I've taken on the title of excellent ex-lover, and I think that I'm okay with that for now. I moved to avoid bumping into each other, and I think that I'm okay with that for now. But it hasn't been that long, and I've seen what's going on, and that photo from your birthday sure did hit me hard. But it's not that I'm angry, and it's not like I'm sad, but it makes me feel like it was a joke what we had. So say hi from me to your new brunette. I hope she's having fun which I'm okay with for now. Like I don't even miss that stupid smile on your face, or the way that you would judge me when I stumbled home with grace. 'Cause you broke promises and I will regret all the things I never said. So say hi from me to your new brunette. I hope she's having fun filling the shoes I left. And it's been a couple months and we haven't spoken yet. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. 'Cause you still talk to my brother and you talk to my friends as if you were a victim at the very end. And I think of all the many things that I had let slide, and I just wish that one of them wasn't my pride. And so I just want to say hi from me to your new brunette. I hope she's having fun filling the shoes I left. And it's been a couple months and we haven't spoken yet. So I just wanted to get that off my chest.